Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. I want to send double honor to the elders and apostles, as well as the bishops at Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace, love, and safety is to the hopeful elect Akim out there doing this work. Much love to the scattered elect and to the few sincere women that subscribe to the true doctrine. This is the brother you call Amath with the Great Millstone Camp, the branch out here in Omaha, Nebraska, coming back with another lesson, Lord willing, to feed and to edify the lost sheep of the nation of Israel through the Holy Spirit, Rachakodash. And the Israelites consist of the so-called Negroes, the so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans by the seed of your father, no matter what you may look like. And I want to get into this topic of we cannot afford to give up now. And this is speaking specifically to the sincere brothers, the faithful women as well that have been, toiling in the spirit, to the men who have been hitting the highways and the hedges week in and week out, chanting down Babylon, pushing forth the names of Yahweh, whom this world ignorantly calls God, and our Lord Yahweh Shai, whom this world ignorantly calls Jesus. We can't afford to give up now, man. We're getting right here to the end. As we see, prophecy is at an all-time high. What's been going on as of late, a major prophecy, which is concerning the nation of Israel, which is an ally of America, and Iran, which is an ally to Russia. Okay, and in the scriptures, when you read in the book of Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, it speaks of, let's actually get it real quick. But this is what we're living in, where the least of the flock is going to draw America out. Okay, which the least of the flock is the nation of Israel. And, they made a defense treaty, to where if Iran gets into any conflict, America, by right of that treaty, have to be involved. Okay? But without further ado, let's get the scriptures. And I pray that this is an edifying lesson. I just really wanted to get one specific point in the book of Ezekiel, where it speaks about being a guard unto them. Okay? And this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 7. It says, "Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them." And Russia is a major country, where pretty much they're like big bro to certain countries like Iran, right? North Korea, China, okay? They're in league with one another. Pakistan, Turkey, they're a guard unto them, okay? This is why, concerning Iran specifically, Trump is trying to turn a blind eye to what's going on over there, okay? Because he know, and he even said it himself, that this can lead to World War III, okay? Which, ultimately this is what is going to happen because it's part of biblical prophecy. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is the author, all right? All right, so now let's get into, so like I had a phone call. I'll call the brother in a minute. All right, so getting into, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, the least of the flock, right? Because it speaks about the least of the flock in Jeremiah 49, verse 20. Excuse me. It says, matter of fact, Jeremiah 49, verse 20 says, "Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he have taken against Edom," which are the so-called white people today, okay? The rulers that be, being the Rothschilds, these elite banking families that fund America, okay, that make all the rules that you see carried out here in America, and they just utilize these presidents as puppets, to carry out their agenda, right? It says, and his purposes that he had proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Okay? Meaning what? That America, Israel itself, being of the least of the flock, is going to draw out its big bro or one of his major allies, being America. Okay? It says that what is going to make their habitations desolate with them, and that's spoken of in biblical prophecy, where it says that Egypt should be a desolation. Okay, this thermonuclear war is going to make Egypt or America, which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, a desolation through this war. Okay, but now let's get to the point of this lesson, because as we see these things happening, we don't have time to get weak. We don't have time to stop prophesying, to stop doing this work, because our salvation is nearer than when we believe. Let's get that. Didn't have that on my list, but let's get this. Romans chapter 11 verse 13, or is it it's 13 and 11. I always get it backwards. This is the book of Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. It says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed, and we know that our salvation is near based off of what it says in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, measuring the time diligently within itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt know that this is the very same time where the Lord will begin to visit the world which he made. And we see these things coming to pass. We see the MOTB, all right? We see this AI technology that Esau Edom is creating, to fool the masses of people, and that's been going on a lot lately. You've been having a lot of these AI videos, and they now recently what I've been seeing is a lot of biblical references with the AI technology, where you'll have, if, they'll have things like if Moses had a phone back then, and they'll show him, walking away from the burning bush, okay, which is part of the scriptures. They'll show him walking through the Red Sea, which was split when Israel was escaping from the land of Egypt. Okay, they'll show, so Esau Edom is advancing this technology, man. Okay, so it says, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. So that means what? To make sure that we're equipped for the times that are coming. Okay, the works of darkness are the works of this world, which are ultimately evil and wicked deeds, niggardly deeds. And it says to put on that armor of light. The armor of light is this truth, holding true to the prophecies, holding true to the law, statutes, and commandments, holding true to doing the right thing in the eyes of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay. So now I want to get to this precept that I had before in the book of Sirach, the 2nd chapter, and verse 12. It says, woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth 2 ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. And what does it mean to be faint-hearted? Okay, I'm going to pull the definition up to what does it mean to be faint-hearted. All right. Hence, this is where I get the title of this lesson from. What does it mean to be faint-hearted? And this is a regular Google search. All right. To be faint-hearted means lacking courage or timid, lacking courage or confidence, particularly when facing something challenging or potentially dangerous. And that's where we are moving into dangerous times. Okay, as it tells us in the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter, that this will be a time like never before since there was a nation. All right, so there's going to be some things coming that, where everyone's going to have to, have to deal with it. Time of Jacob's trouble. That's a dangerous time. This is the high time of our salvation. Okay, so we can't get faint-hearted when we see Jacob's trouble coming, when we see these prophecies coming to pass, getting all scared and timid, and now you don't want to push forward. Now you're folding. We can't afford to do that. Okay. It says, now let's read this again. Woe, Sirach 2 verse 13. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for we read the definition, that is timid, lacking courage, for he believeth not, lacking faith. Okay, because one of the definitions for faint-hearted was confidence, and when you break down this word confidence in the etymology, con meaning with, fider meaning with faith. Okay, so we have to move with faith, and that's why it says in Isaiah the 33rd chapter in the 6th verse, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. All right, because we have to move with a certain confidence. As the rest of the world is going to be doubting. Hey, a perfect example is Noah in the flood. He had confidence that the Lord said that he was going to flood the earth. Though that no one had ever seen rain, including Noah, which, knowing that fact that there was never rain, there was just dew, okay, dew of the grass, which pretty much the earth watering itself. There was never rain seen coming from from the clouds. So, it took an extreme amount of faith for Noah to believe, okay, I'm gonna work on building this ark before this flood hits. He never seen rain, just like the rest of them. All right, and this is the same time we're living in. We're living in the same times today where you have the men of the Lord out there on the corners. They're teaching this word. They're telling people the things that are coming. And the rest of the world don't believe it because you never seen it. A perfect example is, let's see if I can find this, daughter of Babylon. All right, I believe it's in Isaiah 47. Yep, this is Isaiah 47, verse 1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. And the reason why it calls it the virgin daughter of Babylon, because Babylon, which is another name for America, Babylon, going to the Hebrew word Babal, meaning confusion. All right. They've never seen foreign troops on this land, okay, in an invasion type of fashion. You've never seen full-blown war carried out in this land. And that's what the world, the individuals here that live here in Babylon, they've never seen it, so they don't believe that this is possible. Or if they do believe it's possible, they say that they're ready to fight. Those are your vigilante mindset type of Americans, die-hard Americans. All right, but America's never been touched, so the majority don't believe that this. That's why they don't believe this is going to happen in this time. But the book of Matthew says, "This generation shall not pass till all things be fulfilled." Let's get that real quick. All right. Can't spell right now. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 32. It says, now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. All right, and I should actually got the other one. This is a great one as well. But it speaks about, when when the summer is coming. There was indicators to show you that the summer was coming. Okay. It says, so likewise, when ye shall see all these things, the prophecies, know that it is near, even at the doors. Now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Okay. Now it says this, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass until all these things be fulfilled. So the MOTB has to be fulfilled on a major scale. It has to be implemented. Okay, the thermonuclear destruction, that's going to happen. The chariots of Yahweh Shema Shai, the so-called UFOs, that's going to happen. All right, and the elect is going to be beamed up in these things. All right, so all these things have to be fulfilled before we receive our kingdom. Okay. as it says in the book of Second Ezra, the second chapter, where it says, "Then cannot it come that is good until that which is evil be rooted up." Okay, and we see these things coming to pass. This is why we're elated, man. We're elated, man. We're ready for these things to happen. Okay, I want to get one more precept. We're going to close it out. Just this is supposed to be a builder of our confidence in this thing, man. Okay, all the things that starting with our elders and apostles here at Great Millstone that they've been teaching for 30, 40 years before a lot of us were even born. We see those same things that they were speaking, which the same thing they speak now, they're coming to pass. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 2. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." And the vision is talking about the prophecies. It said, make it plain upon tables. Give the understanding. Break it all the way down. This is what the elders and apostles at Great Millstone have been doing, since I've been introduced to this truth. Breaking things down, making it plain, making it easy to be understood. As the eunuch that was upon the chariot that was talking to Stephen, where he said, how can I know unless some man teaches me? Okay. So it's made plain upon tables, and we're following the same suit, making things plain upon tables. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. It's for a future time, a certain amount of time. But at the end, which we're in the times that we're in the last days, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Okay? So this salvation that we're looking forward to, the destruction of Esau, Edom, we're looking forward to the kingdom of heaven wherein dwelleth righteousness, where we'll have peace forever, and the world will be back in its righteous estate. We're looking forward to. These things are coming, man. So we can't get weak at the end. Ultimately, if you get weak at the end and you fall out, it's because Yahweh Shema Shai never chose you. Okay? And me, myself, as well as the brothers that I'm around, and the beloved brothers here at Great Millstone that are sincere and true, I pray that we're of that number, man. Okay? So with that being said, that's going to conclude the lesson. And I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachahakodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles and the bishops as well at Great Millstone and rule well. Peace, love, and safety is to the hopeful elect. Shalom.